Hello everyone, and welcome to a playthrough of Endless Legend. It's been a while since I've done anything, and I thought instead of just having a 10-minute not really doing anything play, I'm going to play through this game, which I've just bought, played a couple of games of, and is really interesting. So this is, as I said, Endless Legend. It's from Amplitude, who did Endless Space and Dungeons of the Endless. So they have a bit of a theme going on. And yeah, so I'm playing as the Wild Wakers, who are they're like forests. As you can see, they're kind of based off of elves. One thing I really like is the story and the world building behind this game is quite interesting. A lot of the stuff they do isn't your classic Lord of the Rings style, whatever. So yeah, just loading all the different stuff. And then we can get going. It's quite a complicated game, bit of a barrier to entry, but once you've got it down, it's pretty good. And if you've played Endless Space, a lot of stuff will be instantly recognizable. Oh,
I am convinced. Now I must convince the others. We have seen the longer winters. We have felt the limits of the sharing. Our planet is changing. We must change with it. We must leave the forest. Start again. Explore and reach out. We must find new ways. Adapt. Learn. For if not, we will perish. And that will not happen while I wear the crown.
yeah. So each time you start a game, you get a nice little intro thing as well. It's good because it feels a little bit more built up than the rest of some stuff. Oh, hold up. Duh. Yeah, the map is pretty big. And here it is. So yeah, you can search these ruins. So it's a bit like Civ. And I've just discovered a minimum of 10 of 10. Okay. And I get some stuff. Okay. So that was interesting. So I can turn on this. So it works quite a lot like Civ. So you've got your hex-based thing. You've got your food. Dust, which is gold, but dust in the Endless universe kind of can imbue things with life. It's semi-magical, and it's also used as the main currency. You've got science here and industry. And there's also influence, which you use to enact imperial policies, which can change the way that your entire thing functions. So, as far as I can remember, elevation isn't really an issue. So I'm going to pop my city down. Yeah, here. There we go. So I can now see sort of what's going on. So yeah, you have different regions which you now control. You have one city per region, so you can see my region kind of goes up here into the fog of war. So first thing I'm going to do is grab this army and send them kind of over here to have a look. We also need to find out who is a minor faction. So each region has a minor faction in it, who you can either beat up, bribe, or parley with. And if you parley with them, they ask you to do a quest. If you do the quest, then they're pacified and they're willing to join you. Once they're willing to join you, you can assimilate the minor faction, and each minor faction gives different bonuses depending on how many villages you have pacified. It means you can also build your unit. So if you have a look at this quest, I need to come back with a Delver's unit in my army and a minimum of 10 titanium and 10 glass steel. Now, I'm not sure if there's titanium or glass steel around, so let's have a zoom out. There's glass steel there. Titanium, not so much, but there is a ruin there. Oh no, so there's a minor faction. The Silics. But yeah, if you have a look here. So Silic villages tend to develop around the underground layers where dust-enhanced crystals are grown and nurtured. Development is a slow process, guaranteed that Silic settlements last for decades and centuries. Now, I think Silics are going to be kind of silicon-based life forms imbued with dust. It's quite interesting. So the elementals are intelligent, and it all looks really nice. So each different minor faction has its own specific design of village. Each of your people have specific design of villages. So with the Wild Wakers, they've got this wooden kind of construction. Each race plays very differently as well. So some are more aggressive, some work off being peaceful. So you've got the necrophages, which function by, well, you can probably guess, being a bit of a bastard. So I'm going to build a Founders Memorial. So you can only build one of these, but usually build it on your capital because, well, it's good and it makes your capital better. And then I can start my research. So it uses a similar kind of research tree as Endless Space and also as Civ Beyond Earth, who, well, probably didn't nick it into wholesale, but must have been inspired slightly by Endless Space's tech web instead of having a tech tree. But you've got different tech levels with different eras, and yeah, so this obviously you're getting to your sort of victory elements. So you've got your standard scientific, diplomatic, war-based, military, I guess, victory. So it's after you've sort of searched a number of technologies, you move on to the next era. So as the Wild Wakers, I get these technologies researched. As with Endless Space, you can actually build your own civs, which is really cool. But what I'm going to do is just go for a bit of extra production. Emerald dye, spice, wine. Okay, I don't have any of those, so I'm not going to bother with that. It's the mill foundry gives me more production. Because at the moment I've got, well, a decent amount. Oh yeah, also, so like with Civ and with Endless Space with the planets, you have workers which you can add to different parts. So they are multipliers. So I'm producing, well, you can see what this changes. So yeah, he adds another 4 to, because that's my production. If I added another one, it would be another 4, I think. Unless it's, I don't know if it's exponential. But I'm going to leave it in this because then that's my growth and I'll get more workers. Obviously, as you get more workers, you get less happiness. So it's interesting. It's sort of a mix between Endless Space and what Civ have been doing. Ooh, so explore the map and search for ruins. So that's just their sort of generic let's get started quest. So if I wander over here, so there, I will go and have a look at that ruin because stuff will happen. As with most things, first turns are a bit limited. You know, let's do your thing, do some stuff. Alright, so I've now got a second guy. So I can leave him in there, or I can move him over. And I think I'm going to move him over because I don't think it increases the number of turns. It does do it in 5 turns. And then that's 3, still 3 turns. So actually I'll leave him in there for the moment so we can get a bit of a decent amount of things. Oh, you're a bit of a piss about. Do I want to bother doing that, or do I just want to... Can I get around? Okay, I can kind of scoot round here. And, oh, excellent. So I'm going to... Oh, if I'm next to it, I can't yet. I have to move over there because elevation is a thing. I like these, the way the map's kind of been drawn. It reminds me, actually, of the Game of Thrones opening credits with these sort of blocky elements. But it's a nice mix between the hexagonal, you know, keeping it clear and actually melding it all together. One of the issues we've had with Beyond Earth is it can get a bit... They can all look the same. So, and it's difficult to tell what environments are which. So it looks like I've got a minor faction here as well, because I can just see the side of their city. Still no sign of the minor faction in this area. I'm hoping it's Delvers, so I can do something with that. Anyway, so the way cities work is they have their general buildings, which just provide passive bonuses once you build them. But you've also got the borough streets. Now, borough streets are expansion, so you can use it to increase your area of influence. They are quite heavy duty on 150, 75, 75. So it'll cost, or it will take twice as long. I think, however, I'm going to go straight into building a burrow on there because I get access to... What luxury resource is that? I'm assuming it's grapes, but is it going to tell me? Oh yeah, so that's... looks like wine. That looks like... I don't know. It might be because I don't have that, the appropriate research, so I don't know what it is. When I get open pit mines, that will be better. And I've just realised, yeah, I'm going to research here because I get more science, and I've just... That's going to take a long time because I have built in a place with fuck all science. Let's get science from here. Science from there. That's pretty good. Ooh, plus 10 from Earth Spine. Plus 10 from Botanical Garden. Okay, might want to expand this way next because if I build here, I'll get those 3. And then build another burrow market, I'll get those... These 3, hopefully? We'll see. And I get near the glass steel as well. And the wizard stone, which is kind of cool. So move you. Got another ruin here. So this is what I'm talking about. It's a giant and powerful ogre, simple-minded but humble and withdrawn. Their size and shape shows that they are well suited to heavy labour and digging pits. And there's some pretty cool stuff. So yeah, if I assimilate them, if I pacify them and assimilate them, get building production cost reduction per pacified Ursus village on cities because they're good at building. I also get the Rumbler, which, having come up against in previous plays, completely destroy these Dakari Rangers in a standard, rock, paper, scissors, heavy versus ranged, light, scouty infantry. So I've finished my Founder's Memorial, which should boost my... Yeah, there you go. Boosted up my science, which means that I'm not as terrible. Now I'm building... Yes, this is Founder's Memorial. One thing I like as well is it does actually build your cities on it. And worked areas look like farmland. So you've got a nice sense of expansion, which you don't get so much in Civ. Nothing of interest. Oh well. Move on. Which you don't get so much in Civ. It's kind of similar again to Rome 2. So the Total War thing, where you can actually expand your cities. And... Okay, this guy has leveled up. Oh yes, heroes. This is what I'm talking about information overload. There's a lot going on with this game, but once you've kind of got it down, it's pretty cool. So, when I research ruins, or when I search ruins with a hero in my army, as you can see here, he's with the first Red Bear Wardens, I'm assuming. So that's the army I'm using to explore ruins. When I explore a ruin, you get 10 XP for a thing. So, 8 more ruins and I'll go up. You can also assign them to look after or govern cities. And when they do that, it means that they kind of increase. They can do more stuff. So when he's in a city, you get +1 industry per +1 industry per worker on city, and +1% industry per hero's level on city. But you also get stuff like so army boost, stuff like this. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave him in there, and I am going to make him Indiana Bones. Ha ha ha! I'm going to make him a bit better at having a look at that. Oh, and that's really good because that passively increases the level of your armies just by him being there and running stuff. So, he's leveled up, which is nice. I can also use him to increase the movement range of armies he's in, for scouting, which is another one I might go for, except that extra XP is really nice. So, already getting some tactical decisions in, which is nice. Oh, hello. So, Guaran. So herbivores remain some vestiges of their less intelligent ancestors, though they are often on 4 legs for eating and resting. They rise up on 2 for observation or using tools, so I get +5 life per pacified garden, Goran village on units, and I get Minotaur cavalry, which is cool. So those guys are the minor faction for this area, so unfortunately they're not Delvers. However, they're still going to be very useful, so I'm going to work on pacifying them. I need to get the Parlay skill, which will... be part of this thingy. My brain just melted. Which is part of it. It's another research, so I need to basically do some more research. I think I'll probably go for that next. What else we got here? Nothing, but this is a really big region. It looks like it goes around here. Cool. So extra population. I think I'm going to move that to here and here because Borough Streets has moved from 10 turns to 6, which means it will finish the same time as Mill, and I can get Parlay once I've got some more science from these guys, be a bit quicker, basically. Seems to be I'm good for production, and I'm good for good ruin, excellent. Good for production, and I'm good for food. However, I've kind of, with my placement, I've screwed myself on science, which is possibly not the best plan, but hey, we'll see. Yeah, so this playthrough might be a little short. I'm still getting to grips with the game, so, you know, I could die horribly very, very quickly. We'll have to see. If not, I will see if people enjoyed this and I can do another one. Hopefully, I won't be so terrible and it won't end as quickly as all that. Excellent, so I get to go through you. Oh, are you elevated? Oh, there's some elevation there, so I need to go round that way. And I'm going to try and circle around and get up there. Looks like there's going to be a way to do that here. So, just waiting on my borough streets to be completed. Right, get up to there. And I can search these ruins in the meantime. And I got... Oh, excellent. So, build 2 extractors exploiting 1 or more of the following luxuries. Dye, emerald, gold, spice, or wine. I should actually be able to do that. Reward is augmented extractor. Oh, which gives me more luxury resources. That is really nice. So, might not go for parlay next, because those guarans are nice, but we'll do that. We can do that a little bit later. I think I'm going to go to open pit mine so I can build some extractors. There's some Kazanji. Accustomed to blazing heat, Kazanji villages are built on or near natural volcanic vents, as well as providing warmth and energy. It allows them to exploit a preferred habitat with little competition. So they're an interesting one. I might move down here, unless I find some delvers, which obviously helps me to have a look at this. Oh, I think I can also... Oh, hello. Ah, lovely. Mill Foundry, excellent. So, and Forest Streets is done. Oh, and the Nidya. Bird-like in their improvements, the Nidya are closer to humanoid than one might think. The young are birthed, not hatched, and like other advanced peoples, their habitats are carefully chosen for defence, foraging, and observation. They get +5 initiative per pacified Nidya villages on units. So you can see how, you know, it quickly becomes a very nuanced and interesting game. So here's the parlay thing. 42. Ugh, it's going to be loads. What is open pit mines? Also 42, but I think I'm really going to go for that. It's only 7 turns, so it looks like I've improved on things. So that's the Nidya. Okay, have these guys moved? They have not. Excellent. 10 gold, hurrah! So that means I now have a luxury resource. With that, what I can do is spend it to give me a booster. Spend 10 of them to give me a booster for a certain amount of time. So with this effectuation, so you get, for 10 turns, minus 50% upkeep on city, and +5 happiness on cities. I'm not going to at the moment because I don't have any buildings in my city, so I don't think my city upkeep is actually that much. Yeah, so it'll only save me 5 gold a turn. Oh, sorry, 5 dust. Not much point at the moment, so that's okay. Also, if another way I could do it with Delvers is I could buy some Delver units, which I might do since there's no Delvers nearby me through the market. Again, I need to buy them or research the mercenary market, which will take a while. You, however, can go this way. Oh, there's a big... Right, okay, looks like you're going down that way. Fine. Empire plan. So this is where influence comes into play. So if I go to this one, these are my empire plans, so I can simulate it, see what happens. So at the moment I have 21 influence points. Influence points are used to assimilate minor factions. They're used for diplomatic endeavours, and they're used to enact empire plans. So in 6 turns I will have a chance of doing this. These ones will cost 20 each for the little ones. Oh, I can do it like that, nice. So I can decide what to do. I might go for the science one because that's been a real problem for me. Even though it is percentage, it's still kind of helpful. It looks like I'm also not going to produce another 20 in 6 turns unless I have a look at my city. So I'm making 3. If I move them all over, I make 9. In 6 turns, I can make another 20. I can make... Oh, yeah, I'm going to very quickly just do that. And I will build... What do I can't build you? Who knows? Oh, and can be used as a resource extractor. Excellent. So if I build them on top of these resources, it's really good. Ah, so dye deposit and wine deposit. So that means I can do that augmented thing really, really quite quickly, which is great. And I'm going to increase my approval. And by that point, I will have them pit mines and I'll start building extractors. So 30. Okay, so now I'm gonna just get to 40 because I don't need to. So if I keep it over 5, there you go. So I will then have 40 in 2 turns, which is great. And I'm actually going to just boot that up. There we go. So yeah, we just speed everything up slightly, get a little bit more ahead. Now, one thing I haven't really worked out with this one is how quickly you want to cock. Kazanji. Okay, so that's what they look like. Energy not from food, but from fire. They live in cold, dry, relatively barren areas. Their form is defined by a very dense, resistant skeleton around which energies of fire and dust coalesce. So this is what I'm talking about. That's a fire elemental, but they've done it really cool, and they're demons. So 5% influence per pacified Kazanji village on cities, and I get access to the Kazanji. So they have chain lightning, but they're slow, and they have a sweep strike back. So I'm assuming they bump people backwards. I used up my movement points because I'm a tit. I'm going to move him there, research that, and then go over this way. Unfortunately, I was a bit overzealous with my attempts. And I should have moved that guy over now. Oh, no, okay, that's fine. So, speed this up. Is that going to do much? That'll speed it up by 2. Yeah, I'll do that. That'll be alright. So, move you there. Search that. Get 30 dust. Lovely. Oh, and I've done this, so I got 15 spices. And a region that belongs to your empire, pacify at least one village of a minor faction, then assimilate them. So that's now telling me to move on to sort of the next aspect. Who are you? You are Kazanji. Fine. Let's do the Guaran. I do actually want those guys because I've had a problem with life for these chaps because they're a bit squishy. So giving them some more health is probably a good plan. And then I need to kind of identify where I want to move next. Now these guys get bonuses for forests as one of their things, so I'm thinking maybe here or there because there's more forest. These ones are unfortunately pretty arid, although there are some forests here, and the Kazanji are pretty cool. They give you 5% influence. I'm talking a lot. I guess that's the nature of the format. I probably should be talking a lot. Okay, you're still on 2 turns. Excellent, yes, so I'll have 1 turn, I can build the extractors, do that, it's all gravy. So move you here, do a cheeky research, get 30 dust, lovely, move you along, and you've just leveled up. Let's do a cheeky research. Use a hero-led army to search a location indicated on the map. Ooh, where am I going? There. Okay, and I know what I can do here for him, because if I get this one, +1 movement on units. Oh, they have levels as well. Excellent, okay. So he can be a scouting kind of guy. Will I get the movement now? I will. Right, good. So now it's going to lead me on a kind of a merry chase. Yeah, I know I've got... Yeah. Sorry, I thought my phone was going. It wasn't. After how my last Let's Not Swear ended with a phone call. Bit paranoid about that. Sorry, I'll edit it out if not. I'm probably going to split these episodes into half-hour blocks. I think, so that people don't get too bored. I'll record an hour, get a couple of episodes, get them up, see what the response is, see how people like it, maybe continue. If not, you've got a nice little kind of introduction to what is an extremely interesting game. Like, it's really cool. I'm very, very impressed. Right, dye extractor there, wine extractor there. Can I wait 4 turns? I can wait 4 turns. You can actually speed it up by spending dust, but I'm going to keep it just in case of emergencies. If I get attacked, I can use it to really quickly make some units. And yeah, let's have a quick look at my bonuses, because I did get some spices. 50%. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. And then let's make some good use of force multipliers. There you go. 6 turns, 5 turns. 5 turns. There we go. Nice. And that'll take 3 and 5. So actually I'm going to spend money on that. Right. So I completed the wine extractor, which is here. So one thing I'm not sure if I like or don't like, is they go opaque. I'm sure there's a video setting, but I quite like the idea of them being there, being a bit more permanent. Obviously it helps to have a look around, but, you know. Right, Empire plans. Definitely you. And I think I'm going to go for you. So there you go. So I'm getting extra dust and extra science, which should all come together to really be quite helpful. So move you here. Have a look at that. Done that, so I get some quicksilver. Now I'm going for blood crystal, which look like D20s. Now where am I going? Oh, okay. Then I'm going to run you all the way over there. So this is good for exploration. And I'll only take 3 turns, 4 turns, 4 turns. My next dye extract should be done now. Don't you dare. I see some Guarans around. I'm hoping they're pretty chill. Move you there. So it looks like Tundra is really good for science. Oh, shouldn't have left that. Okay, so I've got Augmented Extractor, which means I'm just going to get extra extractions on things, which is great. So, I can make seed storage to increase... yeah? Or a borough market. So I could go for the sciencey ones, which... yeah, there and then there. That's probably a good plan. Yes, yes. Yeah, let's go for the more. Because if I can get glass steel, that's going to be really good. I can add that in there. Yeah, also this has like lovely music and just the whole... they've really got just a great sense of building worlds. It's got a really... ooh. Well, speaking of building worlds, Zildjians as a species are found in a pack of wolves that were driven into hospitably high tundra after losing a series of fights with the Draken. Infected by dust, their new form has rendered them indifferent to the coldest environments and seasons. That's really interesting. Like, they're wolves that developed because dust made them do stuff. And they're now like saber-toothed trolls. But it's just nice to see something that's... because this is a fantasy setting, but in a sci-fi universe. Because the first game was all about, you know, intergalactic empires. But this is obviously set on one of the planets in that universe called Auriga. So, let's have a search of this. So I get 10 blood steel, and then I get 15 glass steel if I get to there. So that's going to be... ooh, got to select you again. Oh, and also actually I can search it normally as well. Get 70 dust. Lovely. So that'll take me another 4 turns, which is not too bad. And then all this while I am generating him experience as well, which is great. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is call the first episode here. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And the next half an hour will be coming when I get around to editing it. Oh. Right, thank you.